Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Being recorded will be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link to join the public meeting webinar found on the posted agenda or from a telephone. Dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499. That's 888-475-4499 and enter the webinar ID 792-737-0353. Again, that's 792-737-0353. If you have not registered with Zoom, you will be asked for your name and an email address. No participant ID is needed. Just press pound when asked. I'll do a roll call to confirm that members are present and all persons anticipated on the agenda are present and that everyone can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please answer in the affirmative. Dave McDonald, we know will not be able to attend. Mike Naltz.
Yes,
Brett Rabson.
I'm here.
Is Mike Devakis here?
No, he's not.
Okay, so Dave and Mike are absent. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Bill Bernard.
I'm here.
Okay, Barb Lefebvre
Here.
and Jane Ringley.
Here.
Okay. Do we have any public comment from the public? No? Okay. Barbara, should we skip announcements tonight?
Yes.
Any announcements from anyone?
I'm skipping.
Okay. All right, then let's get along to our first appointment, which is regarding 4 Kimball Street sewer extension. And I guess we have Greg Roy and Nicole to address that. So if Greg or Nicole, if you want to take it away, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the commission. Appreciate it this evening. My name is Greg Roy with Dillis and Roy, and I am representing Nicole DiStefano, who is here. Good to see you, Nicole. And we're here tonight to speak to you about the property at 4 Kimball, which is right off of Prospect Street, right across from Lake Whalum. And Prospect Street has existing sewer. But there is no sewer in Kimball Street, extending up Kimball Street. So Nicole is interested in connecting to town sewer. So before you this evening, I submitted a plan along with the application showing a proposed sewer a short sewer extension up Kimball Street, and then of course with a sewer lateral up into the property at 4 Kimball. Would it be, do we want to risk me trying to share my screen so I can show this to you, or how do we want to do this? Or do you all have the plan?
But why don't we try it? We seem to be on a roll with everyone staying connected right now.
All right, let me see if I can. So Barb, I think you're going to have to enable me to share. Usually there's a button that says something like enable multiple participants or something like.
It's enabled if you want to.
Okay, yep, there it is. Okay. Can everybody see the plan?
Yes.
Okay. So as I was to orientate you, Lake Whalum is down here at the bottom of the page, and Prospect Street, it runs parallel to Lake Whalum, of course. The town beach is this is the area right adjacent to the town beach. And Kimball Street comes downhill and intersects into Prospect Street on a fairly significant skew angle. And the property at 4 Kimball is immediately up gradient of that, right, almost right on the intersection of Kimball and Prospect Street. There is an existing, the existing sewer, as I said, is actually an 18-inch sewer, trunk sewer, I suppose, within Prospect Street. And there's an existing manhole right here, with an existing sewer stub, although we have not found an as-built for this sewer yet, but we do have copies of the proposed plans, and there is evidently supposed to be a sewer stub in this location. We're proposing an extension using that sewer stub, the knockout and the sewer stub from the existing manhole up Kimball Street, where we would put another manhole, and then we would stub a line for a future extension on Kimball Street further, I guess that's west. And then we're proposing the lateral connection actually makes the most sense, we think, although we're open to going in on a Y, but it looked to us like the cleanest way to connect in with the lateral would be right into the manhole. The grade is relatively steep as you go up into the property, so I'm going to switch over here. We have a profile view here of the proposed sewer. This section here would be the public sewer extension. This would be the new manhole that we would put in Kimball Street, and then our lateral would go up into the site rather steeply with a couple of cleanouts. So we, as I said, we are proposing a sewer stub out of the an 8-inch sewer stub out of the proposed manhole, so that future connection of Kimball Street could be conducted with little disturbance to the manhole. And trying to think, I think that's the highlights. I don't have a contractor for you yet. I know that Nicole might have a contractor now. I think she was looking at getting some quotes. I'm not sure if
We're looking at using Danny Proctor. I just haven't got the quote yet, but that's probably who we use.
okay. But we know we need to come before your board, satisfy your commission, and also satisfy Bill and his department. So I'm happy to take any questions that you may have.
I guess I would like to hear from Bill. I know you've looked at this, expressed any concerns, or hear what you might have for questions, Bill.
Excuse me. Thank you, John. So the plan looks pretty good to me. Couple of issues. Kimball Street and Prospect Street were paved within the last 5 years, so there is a moratorium on cutting open the street, which is they'll have to get an additional permit for that, and there's additional requirements for the patch that they have to do. And I won't have an issue, won't have a problem issuing that permit. Other than that, it looks like a good plan to me. I'm happy with it.
Okay. Brett or Mike, do you have any questions?
I guess without taking a drive by, going by the print I've got here, are we passing by any other houses that are non-sewered by doing this? Or is it just, you're on the corner right there and you're trying to just come down on the Prospect? I guess, in other words, if there's other houses that would be interested that are not sewered, we as a sewer commission have to kind of watch out for them at the same time to offer them the same opportunity, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. The only one that I think would be in question would be the one immediately to the east.
Okay,
And I think that would have had a lateral when the Prospect Street sewer was put in. But we should probably verify that.
yeah, I was gonna say, we should be able to find that out.
Yep.
Yeah, So
I just think the
if
frontage-
if that be it, I guess, and we're leaving for, future people to come in at some point. We're not passing by anybody. I mean, I'm okay with it, I guess, is what I'm saying. So,
My only question would be the connection from Prospect, that the pipe be suitable for future expansion all the way up the hill, that it's just the required in-street size to handle down the road. Could be 20 years from now, could be 30 years from now, but should it still be functioning, handle every house up the street of Kimball from there. And that there's some kind of access, whether it be from Kimball, double checking for the person to the east, whether to make sure there is access to that house, to sewer, either through the connection you're putting in, or make sure they have one off of Prospect already, which is more likely, like you said. But that's really my only concern, more of a double check.
Yeah, if I could respond to that, Mr. Chair.
Yes, absolutely.
So the existing sewer stub that is in place is evidently an 8-inch stub, which of course is the minimum we would put in for a municipal sewer in the street. So, this is a presumption on my part, but I presume that when they did that initial sewer and they were looking at sewer service areas and future service runs, that they, when that was initially designed 20-ish years ago, that they would, the tributary area that would connect into this sewer is, they deemed that 8-inch would be acceptable. But of course, if Bill's staff has anything to add to that, it's a pretty steep sewer, so I think I can't imagine a capacity issue with an 8-inch sewer there. There's like roughly 10 houses, I think, going up Kimball, and I think you would have the opportunity of maybe rounding the corner and maybe grabbing a couple on what's the street uphill there? That's
Is that Pond?
Hollis or
Oh,
Pond?
that's Hollis. That's Hollis.
Yeah.
So, you might, and I'm not sure, I don't have the sewer map memorized, the sewer service map memorized, but you might have the opportunity of maybe grabbing a little bit of run on Hollis, but I can't imagine you'd be talking about more than, say, 20 or 30 homes max. And an 8-inch sewer line would be adequate, I would think, for that.
I would agree that I'd be shocked if it was that many houses.
Yeah, I'm just spitballing. It's probably an upper limit.
And there is, like you said, one hell of a grade there. It would
Yeah,
take a lot to slow anything down coming down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I do want to interject that house, the parcel to the east is known as 480 Hollis. Both it and the next one down, that both have semi-frontage on Prospect, have been bettered, so they are already all set.
so they're all set. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara.
Excellent. Thanks.
Okay, just adding to what Brett was talking about, where you're going to put a stub for future use on Kimball. At what is that, the SP-3?
Yes, sir.
SP3,
Yep.
right?
Yep, SP3. Yep.
Okay, I just would assume that stub will accommodate the 10 to 15 or 20 houses up the street.
Yeah, I have that as an 8-inch stub.
Okay.
Just a full size.
Oh, yeah, it's right there in front of me. Sorry,
Yep.
Greg.
Yep,
Okay.
problem.
Any other questions from the sewer commission or Bill?
I'm good.
Okay. Brett?
I'm
you
happy
good?
with it. I like what I'm seeing, and Greg does his research. I like what I'm seeing.
Okay. Bill, any other questions from you?
On this plan, not specifically, no.
Okay. Okay. All right. I guess, Barb, we need a motion to approve this.
Yeah, the commission allows the extension to proceed.
Yeah, so
pending-
Mike, go ahead.
pending a drain layer.
Yeah,
We can't sign, there's that application for the extension was received, but without a licensed contractor, Bill cannot sign off on it. I'll just make notes that your vote is pending the assignment of a contractor.
okay. Mike, do you want to make a motion?
Mike or Brett?
Mike or Brett, I'm sorry.
Sure, I'll make a motion to accept this sewer extension at 4 Kimball Road. As
Kimball
drawn.
Street?
Kimball Street, excuse me.
Okay. With the exception that, condition that Barbara mentioned?
With the exception of that condition Barbara mentioned.
Okay. Mike, you want to, or does anyone want to second that, Mike?
Yes, I will second that.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I do want to bring up that we've had an inquiry from a house further up on
Oh, yeah.
Kimball that may or may not need extension. They already have stubs on Prospect, but I know I put Greg in touch with her or asked him if he wouldn't mind, but we have no confirmation at this point. And I think that's why Greg is talking about leaving a stub there for potential connection.
Okay.
I did reach out to that person that Barbara directed me to, and I just I haven't heard back yet. So
Right.
we'll of course
Nor have I.
cooperate. We'll of course cooperate with any upgradient, residents that are looking to do the same thing. So
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. Seeing none, we'll take a vote. Mike? Are you in favor?
All right,
Brett?
Aye.
And I for myself. So the motion's accepted.
great. Thank you very much. We
Okay.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you all. Appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your
have a
business.
good night now.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Sorry for the
Greg.
delay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
folks. Bye, Greg.
Okay, our second appointment has postponed until the next meeting.
Correct.
So we can move on to current business. First item being a potential illegal connection on 400 Stunning Hill Road. I did talk to Casey today. He's not concerned that they have connected to the sewer. If you read the email package that Barbara sent out, she's been working pretty hard to get the contractor to follow through with what he has to do. But at this point, I don't believe there is an illegal connection. That we definitely need to try to somehow get a response from the contractor, because if you noted, Rob specifically asked for an engineered plan to be presented to the sewer department, and that has not happened unless it happened today, Barbara.
No.
No. Okay. So I don't think we need to vote on anything with this, Barbara, but I mean, you sent a lot of emails to the contractor.
Right. And to Casey and Adam Burney, just in case, trying to get
Right.
anybody.
Right,
I mean, we
But-
can keep an eye on it.
yeah,
It was just that we had heard from the water department that the meter had been turned on. That is usually, in the case of new construction, the starting point for a sewer connection.
right. And I did bring that up with Casey, and he said that they needed water on site for continuing what they had to do in the house. I think it was for, plaster and that kind of thing. So we're just gonna have to keep a close eye on it, and certainly, if he connects at this point without a engineered plan, you know, we'd have to talk about whether that would be an illegal connection or not. So Mike or Brett, I don't know if you have anything else you want to ask or offer on that, or
I'm slightly confused with the water being turned on. Is there like, does the water department have a protocol for that? Or they just like, this, you know, if the permitting's there, especially where it's connected to sewer, like, you know, if one has to do with the other.
Right.
I'm assuming it's a legitimate water connection, but at this point, there's no sewer, but obviously it's gotta be, if the water's going somewhere. So just a little intrigued by that, that's all.
right. That's a good point. I mean, Barbara, when was the last time you actually talked to the or had an email from the contractor? It's been a while, right?
Paul, once, when I sent out that email, I was out of the office when he called in, and Paula did talk to him. And he was going to get going on it. He was angry and said this is not an illegal connection, but it did start some action on getting a drain layer assigned. He mentioned one contractor who is not yet a drain layer has been. It's a Tandem Construction, so they have been one recently. So they just needed to file the paperwork and the check, the license fee. But still, I don't have a permit. I don't have the application for a permit to connect. So it did start the communication, but I haven't heard any more since that time.
All right, well, let's just keep an eye on it for the next couple of weeks.
Yep, I'll
And-
keep it.
I would like to see.
Sorry?
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. So Bob, is that, I guess I'm not familiar enough with it. Would water and sewer be always put on together or would coincide, or
That is usually, there is no,
it just seems, yeah, so, but there's nothing saying it can't, it has to
Right.
go that way.
and
Okay.
they're saying that no connection has been made. And Rob was keeping an eye on it.
Sure.
And so we don't believe it's been there,
I
but
mean,
usually that is our key, is when
Yeah.
on a new construction, when the water is on, the assumption is the water is.
I mean, it's a nice house. I can't see them trying to backdoor or anything. It just seems weird.
I know,
Something's-
you would not think this would be the one that
Right.
would give us.
Right, yeah, something strange, but, okay, just curious.
I'd like to see somebody representing them in some form being at a meeting here with us to discuss this and find out what the current status is on their end. And hammer this out, find out why we're in this situation with them at all.
Well, Barb, is it worth sending out a request for someone representing 400 Sunny Hill to be at the next meeting?
Sure,
It's not a bad idea.
it may just answer and they'll submit what they need to, but I can definitely make the request.
Okay. All right, so we'll see what happens. The next item on the agenda is the ARPA proposal. Bill, you want to take the floor on this?
Sure, thank you. So the town has some opera money, and they are looking for suggestions of where they should spend it. And one of the areas that we can spend it on is upgrades or repairs to sewer. So we have a number of reports over the years from a couple of consultants, Wright Pierce and others, showing, some manholes that need repair to stop water infiltration. So I'm proposing we ask for some funds out of that opera money to make these manhole repairs.
Okay,
So what I've been kind of going over is how much money should we request? So I think I started low and then talking to Barb and looking at some of the reports, there's actually quite a bit of work to do. So we're thinking, I think at this point, we're gonna ask for $200,000.
It's a nice round number.
Yeah, it'll get us going on the infiltration, repairs some manholes and,
Right.
it should get us in pretty good shape if we can get that money.
I think that's great. Have you thought about asking for any for the pump stations at all, or?
No, I haven't, but yeah, thinking back to some of the reports I've been looking through, yeah, they did recommend upgrading the pump stations and some of them are getting to be almost 25 years old now. And
Right.
that's when they said start replacing pumps, so yeah, it might be a good idea to let's think about that too, maybe ask for a little more for, pump station upgrades. That's a good thought, thank you.
Okay. Mike, Brett, any thoughts on those two items?
I mean, I like that thought process. Manholes, definitely, that's going way back.
Right.
And pump stations are, knock on wood, we've been getting through it, but, yeah, and I mean, my opinion is ask for as much as we can, because all they can do is say no.
Right. Right.
And regarding the pumps and the stations, maybe we could touch base with our maintenance people and see which ones they recommend need it most. When it comes to put the sewer covers first in line, the manholes first in line, and then maybe even take a meeting or two and discuss, what would be the next in line of importance. But when it does come to pumps, reach out to our maintenance people.
Yeah. Barb and Bill, remind me, when does Heather need to have these numbers by?
She was going to bring it up to the selectmen at their meeting next week, so we
Next
should
week,
get her
okay.
something anyway, for next week, and I'm sure we could follow up with more.
Okay.
Bill?
So Bill, if you could put something together, I mean, I don't know the level of detail that she's looking for. But obviously, if you could put something together for the manholes and the pump stations, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, and I won't get into too much detail, but maybe just demonstrate the need for it, based on reports that we have already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, Brett, anything else about this, or?
No, I like that. I like that plan. I mean, my initial with it, this rapidly and not be able to get exactly what we want for pump stations would be, I mean, throw it out there to ask for 2 and 2, 2 for the pump stations and 2 for the manholes, and
Yeah.
we will get 3.
Yeah, I like that idea
Like
too
it.
for each. So some of those. Yeah. Okay.
I'm on board with Mike.
Thank you, Brett.
Bill, do you think we have a spare parts list for the pump stations? I mean, do you think that, reviewing that, making sure that's up to date with all the spare parts we have, is that something that might qualify for this money?
To purchase additional spare parts? Is that what
Well,
you're asking?
To make it, I don't know what the status of our spare parts is right now. And I was just wondering if some of the money could be used to replenish spare parts if we're down a bit, or, would that not be covered under this?
That's a good question. Yeah, I kind of went through some of the final rule on the federal law, and didn't see anything on spare parts, but I wasn't looking for that either,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
let me do a little more digging on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that'd be great. All right, the next item is the FY '22 budget. Barbara, you want to talk about what's going on here? The credits that we got? Yeah,
Yeah, I sent you what I had on indirect costs. So we had been asking, since we had budgeted for a 24-hour employee from December on, we had more in the indirect costs after the special town meeting than we needed, since Paula didn't start until the middle of March. So Karen had processed a credit against our, not a credit, but transferred indirect cost of $12,605.27 out. So we were ahead by that much that had been taken out by transfer. And that was good. I just had the issue. I was trying to pursue getting credit for the 2 months that we didn't have a DPW director. I believe I sent the emails to you, and it's up to the commission whether the commission wants us to pursue. It isn't a lot of money, but it would have been insurance savings, mostly the fringe benefits for the 2 months that we went without a DPW director. But it really is up to you. Karen wasn't going to do it. Heather wasn't going to do it. And would need commission support to pursue.
okay. So Mike and Brett, do you understand what she's talking about? Because I have had a little more conversation with Barbara about this.
It's first I've heard of it, but makes sense that there's some money left on the table from not paying somebody to be there for 2 months. It didn't occur to me that that would be something that could be available to us or pursued in such a way.
Well, what,
And-
Bob, go ahead.
Well, I mean, if I heard it correctly, the idea is to potentially get possession of that money and put it into one of our funds. Is that the idea?
It's just a reduction of the transfer. The indirect costs are transferred automatically based on the budget approvals. And assumingly the money is spent towards insurance and, liability and health insurances, et cetera. And if they're not spent, then I was looking to get that much money also transferred back.
If we can do it, I mean, if it's not a boatload of effort for you, it would certainly sounds worth pursuing, depending on the amount is available and the effort that's taken, probably primarily on your part to get it done.
And I would need Karen, because the actual breakdown of money spent, actual versus projected, would have to come through the town accountant's office or through Heather. It's really just, whether the commission wants to make the request.
Mike, any thoughts?
So this, what we're talking about is a percentage of Bill's salary comes out of sewer. Am I correct? Is that where
Right.
we're at?
Salary and
So-
his fringe benefits.
Right, so for in other words, in a vacant time, we were still being charged for that.
In the what?
In that 2 month period where there was nobody, we were still being charged for it.
Correct.
Okay, well, if it's a substantial amount of money, I'd say, yeah, why not? It doesn't, where did it go? Where is it,
Right, whose bucket is it sitting in?
Right.
Barbara, it's just shy of $900, right?
Yeah, it's less than 1,000, I believe. I mean, without knowing the exact figures. It's not a
Well,
lot.
once it to echo Brett, then if it's not a lot to go after, if it's not that much, if they're gonna just look at it and say, okay, we're gonna put it back in, then yeah, go after it. 900 is 900. But
Right.
if it's gonna be, months of back and forth, then obviously
Well, I think what I'm hearing, Barb, is that the quorum of the commissioners that are here now think that we would support you in pursuing it. Am I hearing that right from you, Mike, and you, Brett?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
What I,
if it,
what,
go
what I
ahead.
can ask for is just as a response from Heather as to the reasoning, maybe, if she does not want to pursue the adjustment.
Right. I mean, we just, had a rate increase. Our costs are going up. Every dollar helps. So I don't think there's something we need to take a vote on, but you have the commission's support to pursue it further.
Okay.
Okay?
You always have our support, Bob. Come on now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. The next is an approval to abate discharge debt on Chapter 7 bankruptcy on 24 John Street in
Right.
the amount 24 John Street in the amount of $852.25. Barbie, you just want to give a little more background?
This was part of a Chapter 7 order for discharge. There really isn't much say in it. The court has ordered that that amount be discharged. So mostly wanted you aware. I also wanted council to verify that we did have to do it. And Heather was all for having it on the agenda for your approval to authorize me to abate that amount off of the residents' invoices.
Okay.
So
what we're looking for is a motion to abate the past due bills per the order of discharge.
right, prior to the declaration of bankruptcy. So it was like a March 30th date. So any past due prior to the date of bankruptcy.
Okay, prior to
The March
the
30th.
date of bankruptcy.
Any invoices that are outstanding at the time that they declare bankruptcy are put on hold until the court decides what to do. So it's any outstanding bills prior to that date, which I believe is March 30th.
Okay,
If I understand correctly, we don't really have any choice in the matter anyway, right?
We cannot,
Right.
we cannot pursue it.
right. But I think legal is saying it's just cleaner for us to do this,
Correct.
to vote on it.
Right.
I understand.
So if Mike or Brett, you want to make a motion to abate the past due bills per order of discharge prior to the date of bankruptcy.
Right.
One of you could make that motion.
I'll make a motion to discharge the prior date, prior to bankruptcy, the past due for 24 John Street, as approved by the court. That covered?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think that does.
Am I allowed to make a comment before I second? Or second and then make a comment?
Well, yeah, second, and then we'll have
Okay,
discussion.
so I will second that.
Okay, any discussion, Mike?
I get it. We have no choice, but let's say this situation puts that house on the market and we could have had a lien on it and got our money back out of this. It just sits a little ugly with me, that's all. But I get it. We have no choice. I'm just saying, if the house did sell and the debts were taken care of, it would be, not saying that that's the situation, but
Right.
that's my take.
Yeah,
I
I
guess I
hear you.
don't letting it go, but,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yes, I second. it, So,
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, so let's take a vote. Brett,
Aye.
Mike,
oh, aye.
and I for myself, so the motion is passed.
Thank you.
Okay. The next item are the minutes, which might be difficult to approve tonight because,
I wasn't at one of the meetings. I know that. so.
yeah, I think that would be the case of both of the minutes.
Oh, yeah, right. I get you.
So
So we can
I think,
table
I
it.
was,
yeah,
I
I think
myself
we're
was not there.
right. So I think we're gonna have to hold off on voting on the minutes until the next meeting, Barb.
Okay,
I know that puts one of them. It starts to go out a little far, but we don't really have a choice. We don't have enough people to do it tonight. Okay, Barbara, you have
Yep.
the floor.
all right. Upland and Eastern, I just had it on here, the extension project. There's been no repercussions at all since we've, let it be known that we weren't proceeding any further. I just did have one item that's related to it was a high council invoice for June and early July. That one of the items that Dave had wanted to pursue before he stepped down as chair was just whether we could do a connection fee moratorium to try to help. And on these kind of extensions, when the price was so high, he was trying to give added motivation to agree to do the project. Anyway, so council had reviewed it. Unfortunately, we are about the only ones that he was working on for that period of time. And for our end of year invoice for Mead Tollerman, actually, it's just for July services. The invoice was $1,273. I did, and it was just for 2.5 hours of his assistance. 2.3 was regarding the connection fee moratorium, and then just 0.2 was regarding he was keeping us in touch with what the governor was saying about remote meetings. So it's a high bill, $1,273. I did CC Heather on it when I did talk to Adam about it, because I had made the original request in May. Not much he can do or say, and there really is no adjustment. I just wanted you to know why we ended up with such a high amount for council for July. Note to self, we don't go to council during July and August when things are slow. So this is an automatic journal transfer again, so it's not that you have to sign off on it. It's kind of a matter of courtesy that, we present it and say this is what we were charged. So not much I can do unless you really want to object, but I just wanted you aware.
Yeah, I don't think objecting is going to get us anywhere. This is
No.
just the way it works.
Right,
So as
Right.
you said, we'll just have to mark on our calendars to not go to council in July and August.
low period.
Yeah.
As we
Okay.
bear the brunt of the flat fee that the selectmen have signed up for. So anyway, that's one of, that's two items on my business manager. One is the Upland extension, and then the other is one of the invoices. The other invoices for the city of Fitchburg for $15,223.07 for the period of May 26th through June 25th. So if it's all right with you, I will put that one through as well. They have been going down a little bit because it has been such a dry summer. I know that our next one through the end of July is even lower. So for that one
It's those
reason, the drought
manholes.
is good.
I'm sorry.
So if that's all right, I'll put that through.
Okay, now, Barbara, do I need to sign the Fitchburg one?
What I've been doing last couple months is just writing on their sewer commission review. We don't
Okay.
need the initial. I've always had the chair initial if we're in person, but I just, if they can refer to the minutes that you guys have reviewed it and
Okay,
passed it. Restamps, we're still waiting on annual permits. We've gotten about half of them in. One of the appointments tonight was regarding contesting the non-compliant status for an annual permit, but we will deal with that at the next meeting. And otherwise, we sent out reminders on all of the accounts now that have not yet submitted. So those should be coming in. Website has been updated. Take a look. We put in all the town meeting articles and updates that were associated. The officers, the updated drain layers list, the fact that we have an official sanitary sewer overflow notification program. And also I had neglected, unfortunately, to update the sewer extensions. I forgot we had a tab on our website regarding extensions. So that was updated with what we had done for the Upland and White Street extension requests. So the websites should be fairly up to date. Council hours, the next one is August 30th, and I will be away. I will also be missing our next meeting on the 30th. Paula has said that she will fill in, but when we just got the request for council hours today, I realize it's the same excuse me, date. So if anyone feels so inclined, I will not be going to that council hours if anybody else would like to at this point. And I will keep you informed if anything comes up that I normally would have brought to Adam. Do
okay.
you all get that request when Elaine sends it out? Doodle poll she sends out?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if anyone's interested, August 30th, unfortunately for you guys, it's during the day. It's between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. So it's not helpful for those that are working away, but that's the time frame changes, and that's the one for the 30th.
Okay.
So if you think you would, I can send you the link.
Yeah, well, why don't you send me the link?
Okay. I shall do that. All right. Last but not least is my,
Okay, this would be a good time to end the meeting.
stop it. This is my big announcement today that I have declared that I shall retire by the end of the calendar year. So,
Hey,
Thanks, John.
congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I misspoke.
Nice try.
Nobody's earned it more.
Thank
Barbara.
you.
Yeah, and Barbara, I'm gonna miss you. I can't say enough about what you've done for the sewer department, what you've done for the sewer commission. We're gonna miss you, and as I said, I personally am gonna miss you, but I wish you good luck.
Thank you. It definitely goes both ways. Thank you.
It's not for a while yet, right?
Nope.
Well, that
I'm sorry?
it's not that far around the corner, Barbara.
No.
No, it never is. Okay. I'm like, we're
It's
gonna
less-
see you again.
It's
right?
less than 6 months, right? You said that
Wow.
at the end of the calendar year.
Right.
That's gonna be quick. Wow. Congratulations. That was great.
Thank you.
Jane's
Paula-
probably already thinking of retiring.
Hmm?
I said Jane is probably already thinking of retiring too.
She's retired, come back, retired, come back.
All right, Barbara, as I said, we're gonna miss you. We
Okay.
will.
I won't be gone forever. I mean, for a while.
Good.
Any action items that anyone wants to have on the agenda next go around?
Well, actually, I was curious, Barbara, what's the progress with the new billing system? Is there anything happening there?
Not yet. The next step was to talk with the town, treasurer, accountant, and Heather. Paula had wanted to talk to Munilink again to get more facts about the payment process before we did. And now it's her time to say, I'm in the middle of billing. So we're getting the billing out, hopefully the beginning of next week, and then we'll refocus on that. But
Great.
it is, she's seeing, and John got a little taste of it, so it's not just me. It does take over your life for a little bit while you're trying to get it out. So
Right.
we'll get it back, and I have it on the meeting on the 30th. And again, Paula is gonna fill in on that meeting when I am going to be away. So hopefully we'll have an update. I will remind her to, once
Thank
we
you.
get the billing out.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Let's see, we don't have any public left, but I'll ask anyway. Any comment? Public comment? If none, any public comment from any of the commissioners?
Just congratulations, Bob. That's it.
Thank you.
I think she'll change her mind, but
We can hope.
okay. The next two meetings, August 30th at 6. And it's going to be Zoom, and as Barbara said, Paula will be participating with that one. And September 13th at 6, again, remote, and we'll see you back then, Barbara.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? Either Brett or Mike, it's up to you.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I will second that.
Okay. Any
Would you like to
discussion about
comment?
that? Any discussion? Seeing none, let's take a vote. Mike,
Aye.
Brett,
Aye.
and I for myself. The meeting is adjourned.
Well, good night, Lunenburg.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.